in a moment. But one of the success stories in the wilds of the US state of Idaho in recent years has been the return of wild wolves. Well, they're under threat again because of their very success. The State House of Representatives could vote as early as Monday to approve legislation allowing private contractors to kill up to 90% of them. And if it passes, the bill would then go to the governor to be signed off. The sounds and pictures from a documentary on those wolves. Senator Mark Harris sponsored the legislation. He said that there were more than 1,500 wolves now, and they want to get that number down to 150. And people could be paid up to $1,000 for each wolf and puppy that they kill. Well, I've been speaking to Garrick Dutcher. He's a researcher, documentarian, and the project director of Living with Wolves. I asked him for his reaction to the cull.
Well, it is very tragic to see this kind of thing happen after such a successful recovery over the years. We do not have too many wolves in Idaho. We have far more black bears, 20,000 black bears, and about 3,000 to 4,000 mountain lions. Wolves are not the problem that they are made out to be. And incidentally, when we look at legislation like this particular piece of legislation was written by two ranchers. They're rancher politicians. And a third rancher who was a retired politician was also involved in the drafting of this legislature. And then it was also, given input by the Wool Growers Association, the Cattlemen Association in Idaho, and a couple of hunting groups.
Right.
So it doesn't represent...
No, I'm just going to say that, and I should point out that I think these pictures are from your documentary work as well. They are magnificent creatures, but when you say that they're not the problem, of course, the argument is that they are, because they're attacking elks and deer and cattle. And you mentioned the ranchers being behind this, this particular legislation, not just presumably killing cattle, but worrying a lot of cattle too, and that has an adverse effect on farmers' lives.
Yeah, okay, so we live in a state with 2.5 million head of cattle, which far outnumber the people here. Wolves killed in the last fiscal year of Wildlife Services keeping track of this, about 102 of them out of 2.5 million cows and 300,000 sheep. That is how many confirmed depredations occurred by wolves on livestock in a given year. That's about average. And it would be far more cost effective to simply pay for the dead livestock with the now $810,000 annual budget that is being given to kill wolves and try to drive their numbers down. They have a valuable ecological role to play here within the ecosystem as a top-level carnivore. Would
you say that it might be reasonable that some should be culled, and perhaps I think for you in particular it would also be about how that is done and how they would be allowed to be taken out of the system, not just hunted down or trapped, probably?
Unless there are particular wolves that are causing a lot of problems, which there really aren't, where there's a chronic issue of depredation by one particular pack. We don't see that, and in cases sometimes we do, and they do take out those packs. But it is not, again, when you only are losing 102 out of 2.5 million in a year, it's rather insignificant. Some of this budget, 300,000 of it, is also to kill wolves that are eating elk, which is their primary form, their primary diet in Idaho. We are within a few percentage points of our all-time record high elk population as well. So it is difficult to reconcile the need to cull wolves.
The documentarist there, Garrick Dutcher.